It's Joe's way or the highway.
Leader McConnell said moments ago that he spoke with President Biden yesterday and told the president that the national security supplemental has to have what he called a credible border solution to be able to pass the Senate.
He has a very close working relationship, obviously, with Leader McConnell. What I will say is I know that, and as you all have reported, the Senate Republicans did push forward a border security legislation. We certainly think that if they are going to be serious, then they should have a serious conversation with us about it. We would love to have that conversation on how we can move forward in a real way, or they should just support what the president put forward.
They take everything so seriously, but do you remember this big of a problem when President Trump was in? But listen to this, straight off whitehouse.gov. President Biden has taken historic steps to secure our border and rebuild a safe, orderly, and humane immigration system that was gutted by the previous administration. Yeah, if it was gutted, why did it work?
And so we just don't see anything in their proposal about creating, for example, an earned path to citizenship for Dreamers and others. There are things that are fundamentally missing, and we want to have a serious conversation, but we need to see something a lot more serious.
She and Joe are so serious. It reminds me of the time that the documents case came up, and they kept reminding us how Joe Biden takes it so seriously. But here's a serious solution.
I promised President Trump when he announced that he goes back, I go back, and I'm going to run the biggest deportation operation this country's ever seen. Because these millions of people being released in this country, 9 out of 10 will get an order removal based on immigration court data. A judge orders them removed. We're going to find them and we're going to remove them. There's no consequence. We can't fix the border. We're going to have a consequence in the Trump administration.
Than what they put forward.
Right. So obviously the White House doesn't like that specific proposal yesterday, but is the White House open to any sort of policy changes as it relates to the border in conjunction with the supplemental? Or are you only entertaining negotiations on the funding side of border issues?
So look, as it relates to the border, you've heard us say time and time again, our immigration system is broken. It's been broken for some time now, for decades. And Congress, they have the power to change that. They have the power to put forth a comprehensive piece of legislation like the president did on his first day. They can address it. Only they can do that. We want to have a serious conversation.
A seriouser?
We want to be able to talk to Republicans and see how we move forward in a real way. But, we believe that if Congress is serious, they should fund what the president put forward. And that's how we believe should be moved forward, how we should move forward on this. But they're not serious. What we saw from Senate Republicans is not a serious piece of legislation to move forward.
Is that sort of serious policy conversation possible?
I mean, look, I'm not going to negotiate from the podium here, but what I can say is that the president took this very seriously when it comes to a broken immigration system, put forth a comprehensive piece of legislation to deal with this. He obviously included this in his emergency supplemental border security, and we're asking Congress to fund that if they are going to be very serious as it. Look, the president already put forth what he believes how to move forward in fixing a broken immigration system.
In other words, we're still counting on our friends in the mainstream media to parrot our talking points. So we don't need to negotiate. We don't need to come up with a serious solution. Neil Johnson with Lumberjack Logic. Remember to subscribe if you're new.
This is drastic. This is the biggest national security failure that I've seen in this country since 9/11.